So Phil, I'm reading the New York Post this weekend. I open up this story about a teen rapper named Bhad Bhabie.
Bhad Bhabie.
If you know the rapper and social media personality Bhad Bhabie, then you know that she had many issues in the past, not the least of which was getting fame for a set of appearances on Dr. Phil because of her quote troubled mind. Keep up with me till the end as I have more on this. Bhad Bhabie, as Danielle Bregoli, is speaking out about her time at Turnabout Ranch in Escalante, Utah. Following her viral appearance on Dr. Phil in 2016, she was placed in the Troubled Teen Wilderness program. She describes being kidnapped in the middle of the night, chained, and taken to the isolated ranch, where she was refused necessity rights and witnessed alarming conduct, including other children being physically restrained by employees, in a YouTube video posted on Friday. Bregoli, now 18, was enrolled in the abusive program when she was 13 years old. Bregoli explains, "I was transported there without my will. They came late at night and don't tell the kids where they're going. They simply take them, handcuff them, and drive them away. It's really the same as kidnapping." After a fellow program attendee and Dr. Phil grad named Hannah Archuleta accused one of the Turnabout staffers of sexual assault, the rapper was moved to share her tale. "I knew I had to say something when I saw the punishments Archuleta received, because I truly believe they did that," she said in the video. "When you're there, it's just our word against the staff's word since there are no witnesses, no cameras, you don't have a phone, none of that," Bregoli explained. "That's why I was so afraid to speak up because I thought no one will believe me." Hundreds of similar programs exist across the country, and they've recently come under scrutiny. Bregoli's allegations are similar to those made by Paris Hilton, who was also sent to an adolescent wilderness program in Utah, as well as Provo Canyon Institution, a boarding school for troublesome teenagers.
When I got out, I was just so grateful and so happy to be free that I just didn't even want to bring it up. I was like, I'd rather, just never talk about this, just don't think about it. And from the moment I stepped out of that building is when I decided I'm never telling this story to anyone ever.
You thought you'd never tell it?
No. And I didn't think they would believe me because even hearing myself talk about it, it sounds impossible to believe.
Discussed her trauma in her documentary, This is Paris, last year, and she also collaborates with Breaking Code Silence, a social movement founded by survivors of the troubled teen industry, which Bregoli mentioned in the introduction of her YouTube video. According to Bregoli, sending troubled kids to programs like these is part of the whole Dr. Phil show. Bregoli claimed in her YouTube video that while her mother had threatened to send her away previously, she never believed she would until she arrived at Turnabout Ranch. Bregoli's film has numerous disturbing details about her stay at the ranch, which is still in operation, including being forced to sit for 3 days straight without being permitted to lie down or sleep comfortably. Bregoli alleged that program participants were obliged to perform strenuous manual labor and would be penalized if they disobeyed any of the ranch's numerous rules or if a staff member was in a bad mood. Bhad Bhabie, a 17-year-old rapper and media figure, has demanded an apology from Dr. Phil host Phil McGraw after she was allegedly abused at Turnabout Ranch, one of the troubled teen facilities to which she was referred after appearing on Mr. McGraw's show in 2016. After 19-year-old Hannah Archuleta, who also appeared on Dr. Phil, accused a member of the ranch staff of sexual assault, Bhad Bhabie first went out about the alleged abuse at the ranch. Bhad Bhabie made a video a few weeks ago detailing the alleged abuse she suffered at Turnabout Ranch, the therapeutic boarding school Dr. Phil ordered her to. "There's no showering for the first 3 days you're there," she added in the video. "You are placed in a teepee, although it is open. You must remain seated for 3 days. This place is all about robbing people of their rights," she added. "Stuff that's small to you is significant to them, so if you do the tiniest thing, you receive a check. If you don't, you'll have to reflect," she warned. "The punishment is reflection. You must go on reflection if you do something so horrible, or if you do anything that irritates them. You walk for hours in the ring, sit outside in the cold on the floor, and pick up piles of horse feces in a wheelbarrow." Bhad Bhabie said she also saw the staff violently restrain a youngster who attempted to flee. Bhad Bhabie demanded an apology for Dr. Phil at the end of the video. Dr. Phil replied to the charges in an interview with News Nation's Ashley Banfield a few days after Bhad Bhabie's video was posted. "About 4 or 5 years ago, she went to Turnabout. Obviously, I would despise it if she had a negative experience," Dr. Phil remarked. "Please accept our apologies. We have no control over what happens to guests once they leave the stage," he added. "It's up to the guardian and the parent, as well as the facility to which they go. We aren't involved and we haven't received any feedback from them, so it's between them and the facility what occurs while they're there. I suppose she filed a complaint with the relevant authorities or whatever 5 years ago if she had an issue, he continued. What do you do when you have an incorrigible child like that? Ashley, who was conducting the interview, responded, "What else is there but tough love, whether on a ranch or elsewhere? You can't treat children like that." As if that wasn't enough, Bhad Bhabie retaliated against Dr. Phil and Ashley in a new video, asking, "Tough love at a fucking ranch?" Tough love, in my opinion, is equivalent to telling your child no when they ask for something. That's what I call tough love. As she played footage from her interview, she said, "Malnutrition, humiliation, shouting at, sleep deprivation is not fucking tough love." She also stated that Ashley only mentioned the sleep deprivation and not the other charges of abuse. "Are you fucking nuts?" Bhad Bhabie remarked in reaction to Dr. Phil's statement that he's not participating. "My mother signed a consent of release of information, allowing Turnabout to send progress updates to the Dr. Phil program directly." Despite the numerous current cases against the ranch, Bhad Bhabie pointed out how the Dr. Phil program still has Turnabout featured on its website. Bhad Bhabie then showed clips of Dr. Phil responding to queries about her in earlier interviews, as well as how much money she brought to the Dr. Phil program and how many viewers she brought. "Philip, I'm not done with you yet," Bhad Bhabie stated. "That was not a fucking apology. I have something planned for you." Bregoli first chastised Banfield for just tangentially mentioning her views in the interview, claiming that they only included the sleep deprivation claim and left out the rest. She then stated flatly that Dr. Phil's allegation that he has received no input from the ranch is false. "So if you're claiming you don't have any feedback, maybe you should be obtaining input on these locations before you're just bringing numerous people's kids here," Bregoli continued, criticizing Dr. Phil even more. "You're merely attempting to rescue your arse. You're only attempting to rescue your arse. But there are too many tales and too many individuals involved for you to be able to save your ass." She questioned why Dr. Phil still sends kids to the ranches at the end of the film, adding, "It doesn't make sense. Are you attempting to help them, or are you attempting to cause them even more harm?" She also addressed Dr. Phil personally, telling him that if he doesn't apologize to her and the other adolescents who were sent to these facilities after appearing on his show, she will deal things her way. Dr. Phil eventually responded to her video, but Bregoli was not pleased with what he had to say. She also chastised him for refusing to apologize to her and other teenagers who had made similar claims.
You show of me. Why don't you show me being nominated for a Billboard award? Why don't you show me having multiple gold and platinum plaques? Why don't you show me being youngest female rapper to hit Billboard? Why don't you show stuff like that?
So the audience are a bunch of hoes.
Thanks so much for watching. That's all I had for you today. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I did. Please give it a thumbs up if you did, like and comment right below it. Don't forget to subscribe if you still haven't, and turn on the post notification for more amazing videos. Stay tuned for our next video.